Hi, this is Edwin Cabrera here in Manassas, Virginia. Have you heard of Bitcoin? You know, I heard about this a few years ago. I got involved in Bitcoin. I learned about it a few years ago. And then, the price started going up. Then it started going down. I got a little disappointed. I got a little distracted. And I went off into some other stuff, and I said, well, I'll take a look at this later. Later is now. And there are so many things happening with Bitcoin. Now, if you don't know anything about it, you should do some research. But I wanted to show you a couple of things. Now, I'm not an expert, so I don't just want you to take my word for it as to what the trend of Bitcoin is going on. I want to show you a quick video of experts, millionaires, billionaires who are involved in Bitcoin and who can tell you and are projecting that Bitcoin is going to be big. I mean, they're going into all kinds of numbers. I mean, I take that with a grain of salt. I mean, I tell you something, if Bitcoin stays more or less where it is right now, which is around $950, it's all good. If it stays in that area, it's good. I mean, but they're projecting that this is going to go into 10,000. A million. Take a couple of minutes. Don't go away, because I want to tell you a way that you can get involved in getting Bitcoin from different sources and different people. This is going to be incredible. But hold on, because I want to show you first the trends that are going on, because this is not just me and a couple of people saying, hey, Bitcoin is big. No. Let me show you a quick video first, and then I'm going to show you the trends that are going on throughout the country, throughout the world. And then I'm going to show you a way that that you can make some money with this, starting with very little, almost nothing. I mean, come on. Anyway, here's the video.
We are entering a completely world of uncharted water right now.
Have you made any investments in Bitcoin?
So, I personally, I own Bitcoin in my hedge fund. I own Bitcoin in my fund. I own Bitcoin in my private account. It is a huge deal. It's a huge, huge, huge deal. Because what you're talking about right now is, for the next 3 to 5 years, an unbelievably better store of value. It is gold 2.0.
I think this is a currency that's really going to work eventually.
Well, I think it is working, and there will be other currencies like it that may be even better. But in the meantime, there's a big industry around Bitcoin, and people have made fortunes out of Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, there is no Bitcoin company. There is no Bitcoin building. There's not even a Bitcoin server anywhere that you could shut down. It is completely distributed. That's what's unique about Bitcoin. It is, for the first time, a way for the two of us to exchange value online without a third-party intermediary. Until the invention of Bitcoin, for you and me to exchange money online, we had to employ a third party, like PayPal, like Visa, like MasterCard, right? And we live in the 21st century. If we want to have a video call to China, we can do that for free. But to send a couple $100, which is essentially just ones and zeros being moved around, costs 5% plus takes over a day.
Bitcoin is exciting because it shows how cheap it can be. Bitcoin is better than currency in that you don't have to be physically in the same place, and of course for large transactions currency can get pretty inconvenient.
You'll see Bitcoin trading at 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. Rick Falkvinia does an excellent analysis. He predicts that Bitcoin will capture between 1 and 10% of the global Forex market, which implies a price of between $100,000 to $1 million per Bitcoin. Most of the people who are on the sidelines not buying Bitcoin today will start to buy Bitcoin when it gets over 1,000, and then a greater percentage of people will definitely plow into Bitcoin when it starts to get over 10,000.
It's still predicting Bitcoin $10,000 per Bitcoin in 3 years.
Is Bitcoin the currency of the future, or is it the payment system they're developing?
Bingo! It's the payment system. It's the blockchain encryption, and they're interesting things. I think Bitcoin, or the really blockchain encryption that's behind it, has a greater ability to bring more of the world's population out of poverty than anything we've seen.
If you're new to Bitcoin, take your time to go out there and Google it and learn about it. It truly is one of the most important inventions in the history of humankind, and certainly the most important invention since the internet. Go out there, make a Bitcoin wallet, get involved, start using it, learn about all the positive ways in which this is going to improve the lives of every single person on the planet.
Doesn't that excite you? Doesn't that pique your interest? I mean, I love Bitcoin, and I'm really all about Bitcoin because it's going to It is a game changer. It's going to change lives all over the world. So now the big question is, are the big companies also accepting Bitcoin? And let me show you a couple of them that are, and there are a lot more, but I'm just trying to make this a short video so you can see the power of Bitcoin and what's happening now and how this is going to grow forever. And again, remember, I'm going to show you a way that you can get Bitcoin real fast, real easy. Okay, so here we have a Bitcoin accepted in Subways, right? Now, Overstock.com is accepting Bitcoin as well. eBay is accepting Bitcoin. We have a casino in Vegas which is accepting Bitcoin. We have a Bitcoin ATM in California. I mean, how much more mainstream are we getting than we see Bitcoin on graffiti? Okay, wasn't that interesting? Now, those are just a few of the companies that are right now working with Bitcoin and accepting Bitcoin. So what is currency? Currency is just basically everyone agrees that this is worth something and we're all going to exchange it back and forth. So once you start seeing the big companies now exchanging Bitcoin for dollars and dollars for Bitcoins and going back and forth, you must see the trend. And this trend is continually growing. Now, I remember I told you I'm going to show you a way that you can earn your own Bitcoin. But I wanted to give you one more little thing, one more little view of what's happening throughout the world. Let's take a look at Cointelegraph. And we can see that what's called a disruptive technology. Bitcoin is a disruptive technology. It's going to disrupt how to make payments throughout the world. As you can see here, Western Union's shares are dropping in Mexico because a couple of things, not only because of the interest in Bitcoin, but also because of the relationship between the U.S. and Mexico. So there are a lot of things going on there, but still, people are looking for ways to exchange. Now, let's take a look up here, and we can see today, which is the 34th of January, Bitcoin is at $953. Let's take a look at a couple of other articles. Here's an article of Tim Draper. Tim Draper is a multi-billionaire investor. Billions. So he's saying that that Bitcoin could conceivably go to $10,000. Now remember, I don't know if you know this, but Bitcoin, remember, right now we're at about 12 million Bitcoins. And 12 million Bitcoins are being shared all over. And it's going to take another 20 odd years in order for them to create the maximum number of Bitcoins. Unless this changes, is going to be 41 million Bitcoins. That's it. It's just going to be 41 million Bitcoins, and they're going to use that. That's why they're thinking that this is going to grow real big. So you really should you should think about getting Bitcoin one way or another. If you look at my other video, I showed you about mining Bitcoins, right? And about buying and holding Bitcoin. So if you get some, I'll put that link up so you can look at that video. One more thing. Here's what's happening in India. Right? They're interested also. I mean, they've been interested. India and China. China has big mining companies over there. You know, so people they're so afraid that China's going to have too many mining companies. But that's another story. Here you can see there are some governments who are not producing large bills anymore. Anything over $100, they're not doing them anymore. So they're forcing people to use digital currency. We are now using digital currency. This is digital currency. This is what we are, how we have, basically most people just go through putting their money on a card, and no one, I mean, even to buy a cup of coffee, people are using credit cards. So everyone is using digital money as it is right now, digital currency. So it's very important that you realize that Bitcoin is not only growing in price, but it's also a way of you to get involved in one of the biggest transfers of wealth in the history of humankind. So you really should be paying attention to this. Okay, for the moment of truth, for what you've been waiting for, how do you make money with Bitcoin? Now remember, I said that I was involved with Bitcoin years ago and I did not really take advantage of it. At that time though, they didn't have these kind of programs going on. So they have a lot of different types of programs that you can get involved in, and basically everyone working together in order to build your Bitcoin income. So now here is a program that I'm really impressed with. It has a couple of things that are really important, and that is it's a low entrance fee, it's peer-to-peer, so no one can scam one another with this because you're paying from person to person and you're paying in Bitcoin, so everybody's using Bitcoin. Now, I'm not going to give you a big spiel about it. I'm just going to give you a general kind of look into it, so that then, because otherwise this would be too long. I'm going to make another video which will do a review of this particular program. But right now, let's take a quick look at it. It's called CryptoBitX. And as you can see, you start with as little as 0.001, which is basically around 90 odd cents, depending on the value of the Bitcoin at the time that you come in. There are no monthly fees. This is another thing. A lot of people do not like monthly fees, because if you're not successful, then every month you got to pay, and you still haven't gotten anybody to pay you back. So it's a lifetime subscription, and it's also a 2x7 matrix. It's a forced matrix. You have 24 hours to pay into it once you sign in. If you don't, they throw you out, which is nice. So you can make up to 1,000. Imagine making 1,000 Bitcoins. Right? So here's a quick overview. Again, there's no scam possibilities. I'm reading over here. There are no scam possibilities. You're paying member to member directly. Very low admin fees. You are the leader of your downline. There's basically only Bitcoin processing. It has a very powerful server, so people are going in through a rotator, and they're secure payments because basically you're using Bitcoin. And as we can look over here, look at the stage 1. The first person, you pay the person who, when you come in, you pay your sponsor 0.001. Again, that's around 90 cents. Now you're qualified. So once you get 2 people, you remember this is a 2x7, so 2 people pay you 0.001, you have now 0.002, right? So then you pay into the next level, and you pay 0.0015. Right, and you keep paying down the levels. Now, the first up to about level 4, you could go into about level 4 for about $23. Once it gets down here, you start seeing level 5. It gets a little more expensive to get in. So if you can afford $25, basically, let's say 25, and you get in on these 4 levels, you're now set up to earn all these commissions from these people paying you. So we also have, we have a rotator link. I'm sorry, it's rotator link. There are no renewals and there's no expiration. So you get in, you're there, you're set. You're set for as long as you forever, basically. So that's just a general thing. Now, again, we have a Facebook group where we have a couple of thousand people who are working together to build this program. Now, our concept is, once you've gotten established with this program, we have another program, or we're going to get another program that's very similar to this one, and we want to bring that group into the next program, the same group. So now you're duplicating, you're duplicating the income, but not the effort. That's very important. Right, so once we start making money with this one, and you can now pay into another one with a very small, because there are a few of these that are going on that are very similar, pay into a different system, right, with the same people, because everybody's working together, right? Teamwork makes the dream work. Remember that. So we're working together to go from there. We can go into something that's even I have a larger entry fee. See, but if we can we start building with one and start going from there and start following one another and building together, this could grow into so big in the next couple of years that it will just blow your mind. So it's got me really excited about it, because I think that if people really understand the value of Bitcoin, understand the value of working together, you put those two together and it's unlimited. It's unlimited the number of people that you can get in, and it's unlimited the amount of money you can make. So I have my link below. If someone gave you this video, go with their link. Please follow them, and because we're all working together, and let's really blow this up. All right. So this is Edwin Cabrera signing off here in Manassas, Virginia.